Oliver Wendell Holmes says it's okay to forcibly sterilize this young woman who wasn't feeble-minded. She read, she was perfectly competent, certainly didn't deserve to be forcibly sterilized. And he says in this famous damning line, in 3 generations of imbeciles is enough. Forcibly sterilized back in those days meant something. And holding this woman down, doing these terrible things to her through the power of the state, simply because the state had this idea of what the population should look like and who should have the right to take on action. Tens of thousands of people across the United States were sterilized. Opening video of the Democratic Convention in 2012. The whole fucking is the one thing we agree on.
Going on right now?
Government belongs to us. We don't belong to it. We are citizens, not subjects. You remember the life of Julia had? Every frame they give to the word under President Obama. Julia gets this kind of scholarship, this kind of loan, this kind of promised job. The previous sentence in modern American political history was when the life of Julia had said, under President Obama, Julia decides to have a child. Nowhere in this do you see Julia's family. There are no parents. There's no husband. There are no friends. It's just the state is personified by law. Community, churches, synagogues, family, friends, mediating institutions and give us a sense of order or place in the world. That's the rule of the state. It was completely contrary to the ideas of the founding of this country. The classical liberal ideas of the founding of this country. The fruits of your labor belong to you. Our rights come from God, not from government. We are citizens, not subjects.
So progressivism is actually progress away from the founding.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, thank you very much. After World War II, the Democrats stopped using the word progressive. It was too much associated with eugenics and fascism. But they never admitted they were wrong. They simply needed a new con, and so they turned for an expert in the artist's field. There's a whole myth surrounding Saul Alinsky as a tireless crusader for social justice. He fought on behalf of unions and working people and African Americans. The real Saul Alinsky emerges in a March 1972 interview that he gave in the very year of his death with Playboy magazine.
Were you politically active in college? I suppose I was a kind of instinctive rebel.
Alinsky described his first experience in community organizing.
I remember sitting in a crummy cafeteria one day, saying to myself, here I am, a smart son of a bitch, but I can't make a living. And then it came to me, a little light bulb lit up in my head. I told the cashier that I lost my ticket. I lost my ticket. And she'd seen all I had was a cup of coffee. She said to me, then I walked a few blocks to the next cafeteria in the same chain and ordered a big meal of $1.45. I ate in a corner, far away from the cashier. Then switched the tickets and paid the nickel bill from the other cafeteria. My eating trouble were taken care of.
Alinsky didn't stop there.
I put up a big sign on the bulletin board and invited anyone. With the help of a big map of Chicago with all the branches of the cafeteria marked on it, I split my recruits up into squads running territory. One team would work the south side for lunch, another the north side for dinner, and so on. All of us were eating free.
Didn't you have any moral qualms about ripping off the cafeterias?
Are you kidding? The right to eat takes precedence over the right to make a profit.
Did you continue your life of crime?
It was not crime. It was survival. But my Robin Hood days were short-lived. I was awarded the Graduate Social Science Fellowship in Criminology. I decided to make my doctoral dissertation a study of the home bomb, an inside study. All right, that was good.
Alinsky was introduced to Frank Nitti, the number 2 operative in the Capone gang.
These boys took me everywhere. Showed me all of the mob's operations. Once, when I was looking over their records, I noticed a $7,500 payment for an out-of-town killer. I said, "Look, Mr. Nitti, I don't understand this. You've got at least 20 killers on your payroll. Why waste that much money to bring in somebody from St. Louis?" Nitti says, "Look, kid, sometimes our guys might know the guy they're hitting. If it's a friend, right away he knows that when he pulls that trigger, you've got to be a widow. Kids without a father. Weird."
This is a business, not some kind of charity organization.
Frank was a little disappointed by my even questioning the practice. He must have thought I was a bit callous. Don't be so damn callous.
Didn't you have any compunction about consorting with, if not actually assisting murderers?
Not at all. And let me tell you something. I learned a hell of a lot about the uses and abuses of power from the mob. Lessons that served me in good stead later on when I was organizing.
Alinsky wasn't a social justice guy, he was a petty thief. He dropped dead near the beaches of Carmel in 1972. But little did he know that he would actually influence 2 people who would go on to far bigger rackets than he would ever imagine. Barack Obama started his political career in Chicago, studying and even teaching Alinskyite techniques. But Obama's first mentor was someone closer to home.
Over lunch, I explained to a group of boys that my father was a prince. My grandfather, see, he's a chief, so that makes my father a prince. He'll take over when my grandfather dies. The tribe is full of warriors. Like Obama, that means burning spear. And I felt the boys readjust to me. Miss Hefty has invited your father to come to school on Thursday. She wants him to speak to the class, my mother told me. I couldn't imagine worse news. I spent that night and all the next day trying to suppress thoughts of the inevitable. My body squirmed, as if it had received a jolt to the nerves. I was still trying to figure out how I'd explain myself when my father walked into our class the next day.
Obama, coming to speak to us, so please do our best manner.
I am a man from Africa. In order to be a man from Africa, I must be strong.
He had been speaking for some time before I could finally bring myself back to the moment. He spoke of the tribes that still required a young boy to kill a lion to prove his manhood. How elders received the utmost respect and made laws for all to follow under great trunk trees. When he finished, all my classmates applauded heartily. It fascinated me, the strange power of his.
From his father, young Obama learned how to pitch. From Alinsky, what to pitch. And out of the 2 came Obamacare, the typical Alinskyite scam.
If you like your plan and you like your doctor, you won't have to do a thing. You keep your lower your premiums by $2,500 per family per year.
Here was Obama's pitch to the American people. Let's you and I team up and let's go get the big bad insurance companies. Then Obama went to the insurance executives and said, "Listen, guys, I'm going to force millions of Americans who don't want to buy health insurance to buy health insurance. And that means massive profits for you." The real point of the scheme? To enable the federal government to take over the healthcare industry, 1/6 of the entire U.S. economy. Obama's fellow Alinskyite also learned well at the hands of the master. Remember Alinsky's Eat Free scheme? That scheme is the core strategy of the Democratic Party for getting votes this year. I remember talking with one guy who let his stomach tell him how to vote. One night after his shift, That's why I vote for the Democrats. That should be me in there. I work just as hard as any of them. Someone needs to even the score. They are rich because they steal from you. Vote for me. And don't worry, it's on them. I need to find out more about this self-proclaimed champion of the people. We've learned the secrets of the Democratic Party. What's her secret? All these investigations, all these deleted emails, all these hidden files. What does she have to hide? Hillary got started at an early age. She met Alinsky in high school. She was once a Goldwater girl, but Alinsky helped radicalize her. She invited Alinsky to Wellesley College to speak.
Self-termed professional radical. They brought up a friend and mentor, Mr. Saul Alinsky.
Thank you for coming in here today.
She wrote her thesis on Alinsky. There is only the fight.
American policy since then has been to scrupulously respect the time.
Oh, yeah, that's real smart.
At her graduation address at Wellesley College, Hillary sought to demonstrate her moral superiority by giving it to Black Republican Senator Edward Brooke.
We may not be in the position yet of leadership and power, but I find myself reacting just briefly to some of the things that Senator Brooks said. We've had lots of empathy. We've had lots of sympathy. The complexities are not lost in our analyses, but perhaps they're just put into what we consider a more human and eventually a more progressive perspective.
Alinsky had a plan, but Hillary came up with a more radical plan.
I just don't agree with your thesis.
We've got to push from the outside.
Unless we take over the government, then we can push from the inside.
The student outsmarted the teacher. Hillary's plan was to take over the institutions of government, but she knew she wasn't a natural politician. She needed a pitchman, someone people liked. Democrats have a narrative of the Clinton partnership. Poor Hillary. Look at what she's had to put up with. And if her husband's a sex abuser, how's that her fault? Actually, it is. In many ways, she orchestrated all of this. Hillary knew early on that Bill could easily cross the line into sex abuse. At first, she got mad. Then she figured out she could use the prediction to make him dependent on her. She became
What do you think? You think of like those three little things, right? I just see her sometimes people ask me what it's like being married to Bill. He works so hard and keeps such long hours and becomes involved in so many other people's lives and problems. I always tell them it's great.
Hillary covers up for Bill by attacking and undermining his victims. And it's worked.
What if it was just hungry?
Deny.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I think most Americans would agree that it's very admirable that you stay together, that you
Smoked marijuana, but you didn't have.
some sort of understanding.
Not an alien.
This is not an arrangement of an understanding. This is a marriage. It's a marriage or something.
If he were to be asked today, Mrs. Clinton, do you think he would admit that he again has caused pain in his marriage?
No, absolutely not. And you should. It's a great story here for anybody willing to find it and write about it and explain it. It's this vast right-wing conspiracy.
He starts to, I know my top fat, and I try to pull away from him. And then he forces me down on the bed.
Jones claims that Mr. Clinton then exposed himself to her and explicitly requested she perform a sex act.
I was just shocked.
Said, suck it, bitch. Just say it.
What was his demeanor like?
Well, I'm all of it hate and sick of all the lies.
I remember saying to him, aren't you afraid that somebody's going to walk in here? And he said no.
And at that moment, she can hold my hand and squeeze it and said, do you understand everything you do for people? And I just almost fainted. She looked straight at me and her smile faded. She looked very innocent. I was really frightened.
I want to send a message to every survivor of sexual assault. Don't let anyone silence your voice.
This was a woman who at least pretended that her life was ruined because somebody had alleged she had a relationship at some point with Bill Clinton.
You have a right to be heard.
If an American had an adulterous near in the White House and lied to cover it up, should the American people next preservation?
We're going to find some other things. And I think that when all of this is put into context, you with the fact that their motivation, backgrounds, their past behavior, some folks are going to have a lot to answer for.
And you have a right to be believed. We'll listen.
This is not the person.
Certainly she isn't cold-blooded enough to get a known rapist off the hook.
You know, sad about it, but the fact is, yeah, evidence. The public is without the there are a lot of things. All of them. She paused. Whatever it's very helpful.
In this case, as with Bill, Hillary blames the victim. She called her emotionally unstable, with a tendency to seek out older men and engage in fantasizing. Kathleen really summed it up. Hillary Clinton is the war on women. While Bill's behavior is normal for Democrats, Hillary's is unprecedented. Bill, after all, is in a long tradition of Democratic plantation owners who took advantage of women under their control. He's doing the same thing they did. But the plantation wives, they didn't have a choice. Hillary does. She chooses to enable Bill's abusive behavior. She needs a partner in crime to take her all the way to the Oval Office. As for their famous showdowns, Hillary isn't mad at Bill for what he did. She's mad at him for getting caught. Like Bonnie and Clyde, the Clintons are professional thieves. They can't help themselves. They even looted the White House when they left. But they're not robbing banks. They're stealing America. The Clintons have been doing their rip-off scheme starting in Arkansas. Hillary invested $1,000 and made $100,000 in cattle futures in 9 months. There was the Whitewater land deal and Travelgate, where they fired the travel staff to give the contracts to their buddies, and the renting of the Lincoln bedroom, and the selling of presidential pardons to big-time criminals. It turns out the Clintons were just getting started.
We're all citizens of this world. Let's build a better future together.
Remember Rock's insurance scam? They're claiming like 50 G's or whatever it was, most likely the inner city elk farm, aka us. That's the first pitch. Be a do-gooder. You can hide a lot of theft if it's concealed under the guise of charity. We learned that from the musical Evita. And the money gets rolling from every side. You can get $5 and $500 to pay. Evita's foundation funneled millions of dollars given for the poor into her own bank accounts. Certainly the Clintons wouldn't steal from the poorest of the poor. Author Peter Schweitzer thinks otherwise. He's been investigating the Clinton Foundation. It seems, Peter, that there has been an element of gangsterism in politics, but the Clintons, they have taken gangsterism to a completely new level.
They've taken it to a global level, and they put it on steroids in a massive way that's unprecedented in American history. The Clintons have a fabulously powerful and successful political machine, and part of it is, as Bill Clinton said during the first election, you get me, you get